Well, hello people. Welcome to the next Senpai. Adventure anime is usually connected to the themes of action fantasy and being sent out into the world to become a hero. But this time, betrayal is the main core that triggers the main character to go on a murderous journey to become stronger and avenge the previous treachery. Developing from a sense of pain and anger, the betrayal can also occur to the adventure member itself, where the existence of the protagonist is considered a threat that disrupts their existence. Keeping watching this video and stay awesome. Let's go! Known as the founder of Diabolism, one of the Chinese anime, which is an adaptation of a Chinese web novel whose popularity has stolen the world's attention. Because of this, BC May Pictures decided to be swift in executing this stunning Donghua series. The story follows Wei Wuxian, who lives a carefree life of freedom and is highly respected as a talented cultivator. Through a series of tragedies of betrayal by his closest allies, he creates a demonic path and gains the forbidden power of darkness. 13 years after his tragic death by the hands of the four great clans, Wei Wuxian is revived in the body of Mo Xuanyu, a crazy man who summoned Wei Wuxian's spirit to avenge himself on the Mo family for tormenting him. Trying to hide his true power with his new identity, Wei Wuxian will re-engage with the people from his past, who were the masterminds behind all the tragedies, including his friends as well as his former enemies who oppose the existence of demon cultivation, which will all be connected to the revelation of a big conspiracy related to his past. It is one of the fresh anime of 2024 with a unique and interesting concept, where the main character plays the lowest adventure role without combat power and magic explosions, but he has high intelligence skills and an antagonistic persona capable of manipulating his surroundings in the development of the world's greatest clan. The story focuses on Noel Stolen, a young man with strong ambitions to outperform his grandfather, who was hailed as a hero and recorded as the strongest seeker in history. However, Noel was the support class talker, which is known as the role with the weakest individual abilities, and often, his role as the team's buffer is considered unimportant as an extraneous member. The Way of Evil recognized the main character's crucial turning point in achieving his ambitions, when his own team members betrayed the trust that had been committed to his teammates. This naturally triggers Noel to become a smart leader and embrace authoritarianism as a foundation to build an adventurous group, even if it means sacrificing their existence and only using them to gain unilateral benefits to feed his massive ego. Set in feudal Japan, this anime follows the journey of the next successor of the Kamakura kingdom, Tokiyuki Hojo, who tries to survive after a royal confidant destroys his family. Despite being a classic revenge story, the Elusive Samurai has some unique elements that set it apart from similar anime. Tokuyuki isn't a great warrior or possesses incredible physical strength, but he excels in the superhuman ability to flee and hide. This natural ability to survive becomes the central theme of the story, where he uses his wits and mental toughness to avoid danger with the help of an eccentric priest and a solid force of elusive samurai. Tokiyuki boldly sets out on a mission to escape death and reclaim his family's honor from the kingdom's traitors. Plotting the revival of the Kamakura Empire's grandeur comes back into his own hands. Thanks also to Cloverwork for providing a beautiful show in the summer of 2024. It is presented consistently in each episode with epic animation quality that are very worthy of appreciation for providing an aesthetic quality visual experience. Ranked as the strongest tank with an absorbed shield that has the highest value in history, Rude is a tank of the hero's party, making his group almost unbeatable, especially in terms of their defense capabilities. Bad days happened during a dungeon raid. Rude suddenly possessed two unknown skills that led to his team's defeat during combat. Because of this mistake, the arrogant hero kicked him out of the group and blamed Rude for the failure of the previous raid. On his new journey, Rude meets various characters who support him and understand the true value of his strength. He is able to bounce back from adversity when he manages to identify new skills that he has never known before, which turn out to be very powerful. This anime was released in the winter of 2023 and produced directly by Geek Toys. It started with a tragic story about a group of adventurers who had each been bitterly betrayed and had a deep-seated distrust of humanity. The story centers on Nick, a young veteran adventurer whose group abandons him with any disagreement and unfair accusations. After facing betrayal, Nick falls into despair and loses his purpose in life. Fate brings him together with other people who have also been betrayed by someone they treasure. Realizing that things cannot continue as they are, they decide to form a new group of adventurers with the aim of forging ahead in a hypocritical world and finding a way to fulfill their needs. From the brokenness of their tale of betrayal, Nick would lead his comrades into battle and work together to solve complex challenges. Over time, this growing relationship unlocks their hidden potential to become the disillusioned adventurers that will save the world. Beast Tammer is an anime released in the fall of 2022 and adapted from a light novel written by Suzumiyama. In the general concept that takes place in many adventure anime, the protagonist is typically dominated by magic powers or epic sword fights to defeat his enemies. But here, Rainshroud has the ability to tame many kinds of animals in a massive amount of time for many tasks. Because he did not have more combat power, Rain was kicked out of his hero party because he was considered weak and did not contribute enough in direct battles against monsters. This departure was the turning point of Rain's new adventure. Unbeknownst to the team that cast him away, he met and made direct contracts with legendary beasts and possessed extraordinary unique abilities as an ultimate species. Those who not only become powerful allies but also help Rain to reveal his true potential that he had not realized before. The audience can see how he transforms with his new path and will risk everything to protect his harem members who have put deeper trust in him. A new fantasy anime that highlights themes of revenge, magic warfare, and betrayal, where witches and humans engage in a blood feud that offers a darker and more tragic concept. It begins in a world where witches were once respected and possessed great power. As time passed, humanity's insecurities began to fear witches' power, which could become a threat in the future, and they decided to exterminate their existence. Adonis is a young wizard who has seen the massacre of the wizard's existence, including his dearest master Chloe, and is obsessed with seeking revenge against humanity since they destroyed his world. With an unchangeable decision to genocide upon them, Adonis made use of his ever-increasing abilities against the humans and started destroying them with the use of magical powers beyond ordinary wizards' power limitation. With the same formula as Arifureta, Failure Frame tells the journey of a character who is summoned to another world with his classmates and presents a dominant theme of revenge. After the main character is disrespected and dismissed as a failed hero with his useless abnormal skill and assigned the title of E-rank hero, Mimiro Toka is banished to a notoriously dangerous area by the arrogant goddess Vicious. In a desperate attempt to survive, he discovers the true potential of his abnormal skill and returns overpowered to annihilate those who wronged him. Toka decided to take revenge on the goddess Vicious for her irresponsible actions and would do anything to be able to destroy her, even if he had to cooperate with the Demon King to get the power of forbidden magic. It is an anime adaptation of a light novel by Ryo Shirakome that was first released in 2019. This anime has an isekai theme where the main character, Hajime Nagumo, is a high school student who is summoned to another world with his classmates to become a hero. While the other participants get extraordinary powers, Hajime gets the synergist job to transmute solid material and his weak stats, which are considered useless. During a dungeon raid, Hajime is betrayed and dropped to the bottom of the dungeon filled with dangerous monsters. In his struggle to survive and on the brink of death, he discovers new powers by mutating into a monster hybrid and creates powerful advanced weaponry to escape the dungeon. Facing an overpowered harem squad that respects and is loyal to him, Nagumo must prove that he can prevail against the most formidable opponents and would have to do anything to protect everyone that he cared about. The isekai anime adaptation of Aneko Usaga's light novel has managed to form a large fan base due to its storyline full of emotion and intrigue, coupled with the slick execution of Studio Kinema Citrus that creates a new and more interesting viewing experience. Naofumi Iwatani, an ordinary person from modern Japan, is suddenly summoned to a fantasy world as one of 4 legendary heroes tasked with saving the world. Each hero is given a special weapon, and Naofumi is chosen as the shield hero. Different treatment from other heroes who get more honor, Naofumi, armed with only a measly shield, actually experiences being underestimated by his fellow heroes when he was falsely accused of having abused Malti, the first princess of Melromark. Discriminated against and hated by the people for something he didn't do, Naofumi turned from an innocent man into a tough and vengeful figure, along with his harem squad. He begins his journey of strengthening himself, revealing the hidden potential of the shield hero's power, and restoring his reputation. This is one of those legendary series that created a great impact in the world of the anime and manga industry. The term Berserk relates to dark fantasy anime with brutal scenes and emotionally draining stories. It was influential enough to change the game industry too. That's how viral dark fantasy games like Dark Soul and Bloodborne came into existence. Berserk focuses on the journey of Guts, a tough soldier with a scarred past from birth who fights against his destiny in a cruel world. The greatest betrayal stories in anime all begin when he decides to join a mercenary group called Band of the Hawks, led by Griffith. The relationship between Guts and Griffith is at the center of the story. They go from solid friendship to betrayal due to Griffith's lust for power. This betrayal so influenced the road of his dark life that it was the trigger to begin a journey of vengeance for Guts. Guts' revenge involves not only annihilating his foes, but also regaining his lost sense of himself as a human being. The underrated masterpiece anime showcases the theme of betrayal in the emotional story of Hayakumaru, a young samurai betrayed at birth by his biological father, the greedy Daigo Kagamitsu. He would do anything for power and prosperity for his territory, even renounce his faith. Daigo made a pact with 12 demons, offering Hayakumaru's infant body as a sacrifice. This betrayal resulted in baby Hayakumaru being born without limbs, vital organs, or even skin, and disposed of in the river. He survived thanks to a medicine man who equipped him with prosthetics and weapons to survive and fend for himself. Until one day, he meets an orphan boy, Dororo, a petty thief who becomes his best friend and fellow adventurer. He witnesses Hayakumaru's transformation from a vulnerable person who has lost everything to becoming the most dangerous warrior who defeats various threats. His journey is full of revenge and self-discovery, as every time he defeats a demon, he regains a part of himself that is rightfully his. The Heroes of the Six Flowers is a light novel written by Ishio Yamagata. It was later adapted into an anime series in the summer of 2015, produced by Passione and directed by Takeo Takahashi, who also worked together on the anime series Ishura and Spice and Wolf. The Goddess of Fate has chosen 6 people called the Braves of the Six Flowers to defeat the demon god. Although it doesn't go as smoothly as they had planned, when they gather, 7 heroes are present. They immediately suspected one of them was an imposter and was working for the demon god. Adlet Mayer is the main protagonist and one of the 7 heroes trapped inside the mist barrier and self-proclaimed himself as the strongest man in the world. As a proof of the truth in complicated situations, he is forced to fight not only external threats, but also to prove himself and defend his life from people who should be on the same side. He must use his unique skill set, trickery to catch his opponent off guard, and wit to identify which group member is the true imposter. Yona of the Dawn is an anime adaptation of Mizuho Kusanagi's manga that aired in 2014. It is not just an ordinary fantasy anime show, but also combines elements of history, East Asian culture, and mythological elements. The anime also presents a story of hope and self-development colored with political conflicts, battles, and deeply emotional drama. In a nutshell, Yona of the Dawn is driven by the story of revenge, which spurs her on a quest to take back her kingdom and fight for her justice. The distressing scene of her one true love murdering her father is too much for Yona, and she decides to leave the castle and the shackles of naivety around her. With the assistance of her loyal guardian and childhood friend Son Hak, Yona sets on a mission to reclaim her throne as the Princess of Kuka from those who conspired to steal it from her. However, she has to collect the remains of the legendary ancient power, which will be the key to her success in planning the perfect revenge to annihilate all his enemies. Akame Kill is one of those animes that left a lasting impression on fans, courtesy of its dark adventure fantasy, action-packed story combined with strong emotional drama elements. The anime is adapted from a manga by Takahiro and illustrator Tetsuya Tashiro. It follows Tatsumi, a young villager who decides to go to the capital city to save his village from poverty. The harsh reality soon hits him when he discovers that the capital city he thought was full of opportunities is filled with corruption and crime. Tatsumi then meets a revolutionary army of assassins called Night Raid, who are fighting to overthrow a tyrannical government. Though the members of the Night Raid are all expert killers, they understand that taking life is far from commendable and that they are likely to face retribution, as they mercilessly eliminate anyone who stands in the way of the revolution. Akame Kill gives another experience for its brutal gore scenes, and the creator's courage in killing characters that will drain the audience's emotions and add tension to the storyline. Adapted from a popular webtoon, Tower of God retains the essence of the original story, while adding a touch of animation that makes it even more vibrant. With a complex storyline, interesting character development, and a world full of new mysterious intrigues in every episode, 25th Bam is initially portrayed as a weak and naive figure, but has extraordinary perseverance, especially towards the person he loves, Rachel. Bam's journey to the top of the tower with Rachel is an attempt to repay her past kindness and see her as the fragile figure he must protect, until Rachel manages to take advantage of Bam's innocence to become the most important symbol of betrayal in this anime. Not for revenge, Bam's experience forces him to confront a harsh reality and a world of manipulation. He seeks to form a more prepared character, better able to achieve ambitious goals and reach the top of the tower. It is a must-watch anime, especially for fantasy lovers looking for something more than the usual action-adventure. Solo Leveling is one of the most anticipated new anime adaptations of the famous webtoon in 2024. Its success in reaching a large global audience led A1 Pictures to decide to handle the anime series. It tells the story of a low-level hunter named Song Jin-woo, who is always disrespected and humiliated by other hunters. He is in a position where no one considers him important, and his presence is only a last resort, a complement to the number of members required to enter the dungeon. The crucial moments show how Jin-woo is abandoned in dangerous situations, even when his life is threatened by his companions, who are more concerned about personal safety. It was a turning point where he managed to survive the deadly double dungeon incident. Song Jin-woo gets a second chance through a mysterious leveling system where it continues to boost unlimited power levels like a cheat skill in an MMORPG. After transforming, Jin-woo still hides his mysterious power by remaining an E-rank adventurer, where he sees the other side of the rotten hunters who are willing to sacrifice the weakest for personal gain. Jin-woo learns to have more faith in his abilities and utilizes his new powers by taking opportunities offered to him by the leveling system. One of the animes that managed to attract the attention of many fans with a unique art style that gives the impression of illustrations in children's storybooks, but manages to bring deeper and more heartwarming themes. It was released in fall 2021. Usuma Ranking was adapted from a manga by Sosuke Toka and produced by Wit Studio, which is known for major animes such as Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga. A young prince of a kingdom who dreams of becoming the greatest king in the world like his father. Unfortunately, due to his limitations as disability boy, Boji is often underestimated and discriminated by those around him, including by the royal guards and officials' royal court. However, with the help of his best friend, Kage, Boji embarks on a dangerous journey to prove himself worthy of being king. It's a long adventure filled with challenges and learning valuable lessons about what true power means that isn't always a large muscular body. It is a historical adventure masterpiece and one of the few iconic manga to get a worthy anime adaptation, showing the hostile world of the Vikings during the war between Britain and Denmark. Thor's death before his son's eyes was the result of Askeladd's betrayal, which used the battle as a way to gain control of the Vikings. This moment was the beginning of Thorfinn's vengeful adventure. He joined Askeladd's group not to become a follower, but to wait for the right opportunity to challenge him to a one-on-one duel and avenge his father. Over the years, Thorfinn developed an aggressive fighting style that emphasized speed. He used his anger as motivation to let go of his thirst for killing until he became one of the most dangerous warriors in Askeladd's army. The Vinland Saga is praised for its detailed and realistic representation of the brutality of Viking war scenes, which bring the feel of an intense battlefield with high-quality animation and deep character emotions that are thick with betrayal and vengeance. Thank you for watching until the end. We know you'll be satisfied with this top anime list, and thank you for your time. I hope you subscribe and hit the likes button if you like this type of content and you'll want to look forward to the latest update. Let's discuss this anime list in the comments. Maybe someone may recommend another anime with similar themes. Have a nice day, everyone. I'm signing out, and peace.